All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening to another cast of Jets Cast, brought to you by Left4Dead2TV.net. We're going to get back into some rosters a little later because we did start late. Here comes an attack. Hunter's going to land. Smoker's going to pull forward. Charger's coming in with a late charge. He's going to go through Nick, who's just getting up in his animation, and he gets down. And sorry for starting a little late. We have a pause now by Piper, which will get us caught back up a little bit. I'm Rorek, and with me tonight is Frank from Team Mystery and Light and everything. How you doing tonight, Frank?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. We've got two great teams tonight for this matchup. This is a Confogle Cup for show number 2, round 1 Dark Carnival matchup between Team Commander Shepard and Team Mediocre. Both teams are a good mid-level team. I think we're going to see a great match tonight, Frank.
Oh yeah, for sure. They actually landed a pretty decent attack there. I think the Charger, he could have actually punched the smoke guy for like 2 or 3 scratches, but he went for the charge.
Yeah, they got 17 damage there, and hopefully with this little wait game they're playing, looks like there's no common, so they're gonna change some Zvars around or maybe restart the map. I don't know. But a little roster rundown right now. We've got Team Mediocre on Survivor. We've got Piper, Riri Monster, Colonel Sanders, and Alexi21 versus Faye Valentine, which is Imp, Jet Black, which is Mantis, Radical Edward, which is Ning Ning, and Spike Spiegel, which is Shampoo. And it looks like we will restart the chapter because there is no common in the map, and without common, it's not going to be a very interesting matchup. Commons are overrated, so if you're watching this on Left4Dead2 TV, which is, I guess, the only place to watch it right now, we do have 2 streams up. We have a normal, regular stream that Jeff is cameramanning, and then we also have an HD setup that Sud is streaming. That's like a 720p with a 60 frame rate, and it's just absolutely amazing quality. The audio quality is fantastic. So if you have a good upload speed, if you can handle watching that kind of quality and not getting lost in the game, then I suggest you switch over there and check that out.
Such a hot idea after all. God damn you, Jimmy Gibbs Jr. Yeah, somebody don't need these. Always use these.
All right, so it looks like we will start again. Hopefully, Common have come back, but if not, I think they have to. Don't they have to restart the whole server, Frank, to reset that?
Yeah, they have to reset match and re-ex the config. I don't know if it's to restart the server, but
if they end up doing that, we'll just we'll restart completely. But
yeah, there's still no common.
And wow, how many beginning tanks, like right out of the safe room, have we seen for round 1? I think you guys saw one last night in your game.
No, ours was actually right before the hill drop.
Okay.
But we do see this early tank a lot. I mean, it's a really easy tank to fight.
And it looks like they're going to go ahead and restart the server. So we'll take a little bit of an intermission here while they get this set up, and probably come back to you with a little bit quicker roster rundown and team setups.
I can use these pills.
Okay, well, I guess we did stay alive. My bad. Otherwise, I would have been continuing talking. But we are restarting this match between Team Mediocre and Team Commander Shepard. For those of you just joining us or just coming in after the technical difficulties, this is a Confog Cup for show number 2, round 1 on Dark Carnival between Team Mediocre and Team Commander Shepard. A little roster rundown real quick before we get back started. We've got Team Mediocre playing Survivor first. We've got Colonel Sanders, Piper, Riri Monster, and Alexi21 versus Team Commander Shepard, which is Jet Black, Faye Valentine, Radical Edward, and Spike Spiegel. And I really think that this is going to come down to an experience match. Team Mediocre has been around for a few months. They've come together really well, Frank. I think I've played against them. One of their better qualities is that they don't really ever deny a match, which is good. They play pretty much every team and any team, regardless of skill, and they've really gotten their hits together. But I don't know if it's going to be enough to play Team Commander Shepard, who have a bunch of players who have been in the community for a while.
Yeah, I think it's like the last few games we've seen. It's going to really come down to map 4 and 5. I mean, the first 3 maps are really tight. But depending on the tank spawn for map 4, I think it can really go either way.
How many matches do you really see come down to experience of players when it comes to Left 4 Dead 2?
In finale, I think experience is really important because you have to know what to do with that first tank. Like, we've seen some biles go wrong. We've seen some forklift play go really well. I mean, it's really going to come down to the maps 4 and 5.
Definitely, and since you brought that up, I definitely think that forklift is going to be huge on the finale. We're going to talk to it when we get there, which is 5 maps in the lead. But what I don't know, or rather what I see a lot of teams differ from, is a lot of teams like to get that forklift in because they like having the threat there. They like to be able to get that in cap with the hittable. But at the same time, I know teams like Lion King, or rather just at least maybe Dawkins Calling, and some other teams think that the tank takes way too much chip pushing in. What's your outtake on that?
Yeah, it's really, I don't know. There's no right or wrong decision there. Lion King, they just pushed the tank right in, and they did really well. Getting the forklift, you can get chipped pretty hard. I've seen tanks get chipped maybe 1 or 2k before he's even in punch range just by messing around with the forklift.
Yeah, so basically it's kind of a hit or miss then. I mean, if you're able to get in and take a minimal chip and you get that forklift in, then you're sitting really good. But if the survivor team is experienced enough to be able to get that chip on you while you're pushing in, then sometimes it could turn out to be not even worth it at all if you can't even get a punch in.
Right.
And I think that's really going to help Team Commander Shepard, who have members who have played with a lot of really good teams. They've played with a lot of really good players, and at the same time, now we bring them all in together. Maybe they haven't been playing together for a long time, but they all have that individual experience to know, here comes that tank, let's chip him all the way up that alleyway in the finale until he gets to us, and hopefully when he pushes in, he's at 50%, 40% health by the time he actually gets that forklift.
Yeah, that's definitely a factor. I mean, I played a scrim yesterday, and by the time the tank was even in, he had 3,000 life, and he ended up just failing the tank. Because by the time
a nice little background noise, by the way.
Yeah, it's but if they've got 3 Uzis and the tank's coming in half health, he's pretty much done.
So sorry once again for these technical difficulties. We have some server issues, basically, where common infected are not spawning in as they should. And we have switched servers. We are on a new server. And we still have the same teams. We'll go back over them a little bit later on in case you're just joining. But we just want to get into this game right now and hopefully get this started.
Sorry to interrupt, but I need a server IP, Jeff.
Sud, our HD cameraman, doesn't know how to find server IPs. So he has to get them from Jeff. So thank you, Jeff, for letting our HD cameraman get into the game and cast the game. With that said, we do have 2 camera streams. I'll say that again, 2 camera streams. One in HD and one regular. We've got Jeff doing the regular cast, which is a pretty good quality in my opinion. It's been a good quality ever since he started this cameramanning for his Jeff's cast. And then we also have Sud, who's streaming in HD, which is like 720p, 60 FPS. It's just a great audio, great visual. I mean, it's like he said in a post, I think, on Left 4 Dead Nation, it's pretty much the closest thing you can get to having a front row spectator seat. So if you can handle it, if you've got the upload speed, definitely go check that out and watch the game in HD, because it's pretty sick. I was going offline on Steam, but I completely forgot about shoutouts. So if you have some shoutouts, I'm Rorek, and my co-caster tonight is Frankophone. So if you have us added on your friends list, or even if you don't, go ahead and add us on your friends list and send us some shoutouts, and we'll save them throughout the course of this game. But it looks like both teams are going to ready up real quick. We have a server that's actually working where common are going to spawn, I hope. And they're readying up, so we're going to get we've got Team Commander Shepard on Infected first. We've got a Smoker, Jockey, Charger, Boomer, which is pretty much the first setup they had for the first attack on the other server, minus 100. So we'll see if they can pull off the 17 or more damage that they did with their first hit on the other server.
We've got an interesting Smoker spawn. He's on the billboard up there.
I think you're right.
I guess they're trying something different this time.
Survivors are going to push up, and it looks like Nick's going to block that Boomer spawn. That Boomer's going to try to spawn up on top of that mirror, but it looks like instead of going for the early boom, he's going to wait a little bit. Here comes the attack. Boomer's going to waddle in from behind. Smoker misses his pull, gets a boom on Rochelle. Jockey's going to bunny hop back in behind.
Oh.
Charger hits Coach, and a nice pull.
Oh, we got
double cap, triple cap.
Wow.
With the boom. Wow. What a hit. That Charger still pounding away at Coach. Great damage. That's over first attack. 117 damage going out.
That's one of the best early attacks I've ever seen. They triple capped everyone except for the boom cap, which is really well done by Infected.
Great job, Team Commander Shepard against Team Mediocre. That charge and that pull just were executed flawlessly, and that Jockey coming in for the intercept, great job. And it looks like that was a pretty good death order, because they've got another great setup for this bridge choke. We've got Jockey, Hunter, Boomer, Charger setting up for the normal drop hit. We're going to see Team Mediocre after that first hit hopefully being a little bit more cautious and trying to get the clears a little bit faster. But a good job by Rochelle, who was boomed during that 3-cap, to help his teammates out fairly quickly. A lot of common under that bridge. It looks like the Charger and the Hunter are going to drop off the back here for this attack. That Boomer's going to rocket off the top anytime as soon as the survivors push under. Here comes the Jockey. Charger's coming off the back. He's going to charge forward. Nice charge there. Boomer drops in, gets a nice Jockey up in front on Ellis. Taking him away. Triple boom. That Hunter is still up. He's going to try to intercept. That Jockey's definitely going to down a survivor. That Hunter is jumped up on top of the bridge to intercept. Here he comes. Going to pounce on Rochelle. Great attack.
2 flawless attacks by Team Commander Shepard.
And look at that Ninja Jockey gets away behind.
Full health.
What a boom. That boom was perfect. Dropping off the back and landing on all 3 as the charge and the pound slam. With that Jockey getting the guy all the way up ahead, the only one not boom, and taking him for the end cap. And he was a health bonus, Frank.
Yep. They're getting some really good spawns, too. They got a Charger 3 times in a row. Actually, the same setup, pretty much. 3 times in a row.
In fact, it is the same setup. That's funny. Jockey, Boomer, Charger, Smoker, and this first car is alarmed, so we'll probably see them set up on that. Looks like the Boomer's going to come from below at the corner, and that Smoker is going to pull back instead of the down. Here comes the boom. Nice double boom there. Charger and Jockey coming up. Oh, nice double charge. Pull on top. Jockey's trying to go for the one that's not boom. Good clear there by Alexi, I think it was. So the HR cleared the charge. and the Horde's going to be taken out pretty easily. That alarm card didn't get set off, but what a double charge by Team Commander Shepard. Survivor's going to look for pills a little bit. Spawns are coming up, so they're going to try to be quick and get through this next. This room can be devastating if you can get a spit charge, and it looks like they're going to set up for it. The Hunter spawned up in the room. He's going for the guy ahead, pouncing around in the bathroom, trying to get in there, waiting for his team. The Smoker's going to pull through the window. Nice pull there for a second. Charger's going to come in, misses his charge, but that spit is going to get in and die right in the way. Hunter's going to land on Ellis for a split second, but he's going to get cleared by the team, and they're going to wait for that spit and head forward.
Alright, that's better.
Now, what do you think about this choice to go high here, Frank? I know they wouldn't need the pills, but for this tank, they're going to be bleeding a lot. Do you think they should have gotten fire there at the pool?
Yeah, they really need some fire, and they could have gone like 4 or 5 gas cans, but this tank's just going to roll in.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to roll in with a Boomer Jockey Charger. He's going to throw a rock here and try to get some separation amongst the team. There's one comment on Ellis. He's going to stop him just long enough for the punch. Tank's getting ripped apart. He's at 3,000 health right now. Full frustration trying to get Ellis. It looks like the infected are trying to get spawns. They can't get spawns back there.
They're coming so late. The tank's getting juked, but they're not helping him out.
What a punch there, and he goes down. Unfortunately, Ellis wasn't a health bonus. We saw some great attacks here by Commander Shepard, but it looks like that tank just kind of fell off.
I don't know why he went in so early, because he could have bled him out for a good, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes if they had passed it and tried and kept some line of sight, but they elected to go in right away.
Now, is this fresh no spitter? I didn't see them exactly config. It is, thank you, Jeff. This is fresh no spitter. It's a quote unquote experimental config that Confogo has been trying. For those of you who don't know, this is basically a config that eliminates the spitter from spawn rotation during tank. So regardless of whether or not that tank did push in, they had a Boomer Charger Jockey. Even if they would have sacked the Boomer, they would have either come up with another one or they would have come up with a tri-cap. No spit's going to be in that rotation. And we do have a pause, but it looks like it's just going to be a brief second as the survivors drop down the hill. We don't have a very good setup for this attack. We've got a Boomer Smoker Spitter Jockey for this attack. But they'll definitely try to get what they can because they need to hit Piper and Nick. A Boomer pops on Rochelle. Here comes all the rocket spawns from the top. Smoker's going to pull from the tree. Nice clear there. Jockey's going to get dead stopped by Nick, and he looks like he's getting M2'd to death by Team Mediocre. And they're going to clear this horde, and if they take this hill, they could be sitting pretty with Rochelle and Nick in some good standing.
Yeah, we gotta go right now because they're about to start slowing down without any pills.
Their health bonus is sitting at 220 right now. It's slowly ticking away because of the bleed out. But if that tank would have focused on the health bonus, man.
Or even waited till the second pass, they would all be slow right now.
I agree. So here we go, Survivor's moving up slowly, and it looks like Rochelle will back out so that she's in the back. She is the health bonus. Boomer's going to come from the side there. Looks like here comes the entire attack. Hunter's going to land on Rochelle. That's a health bonus. Boomer gets popped. Charger lands on Ellis. Ellis is not a health bonus, but it looks like a really good charge all the way back there. That's going to create some separation. But good clears by Team Mediocre. A little bit late on that Hunter. That Hunter did land on Rochelle and take a decent chunk out of their health bonus, at least 60 points. They're down to 140 health bonus right now. And they're going to be hobbling into the safe room. Spawn timer on the timered horde is at 24 seconds. So if they don't get into the safe room quick, they're going to face an attack and a natty. Here comes the attack. Hunter's going to come in, trying to get on the health bonus. Gets dead stopped by Ellis. A nice almost pull there. The pull gets cleared. The jockey gets dead stopped. Nice job by Mediocre. Great shutdown, and that's going to preserve their health bonus to 120 as they get into the safe room. What a round, Frank.
Yeah, I'm really impressed by Commander Shepard. They've been landing almost every single charge they've gotten. But had they waited a little bit on that tank, they probably would have wiped them by now.
And I think that was just a little bit of miscommunication because we saw a lot of those spawns trying to get behind the trees. Probably the tank was trying to force them out of that area, trying to flush them to one side so that the team could get spawns. But a good job by Mediocre to just kind of stand their ground. Ellis did a good job of juking the tank for a little bit. Enough, to give them some time, and they got away with it. So here we go. Team Commander Shepard will give another roster rundown for those of you who may have just joined. We've got Riri Monster, Alexi21, Piper, and Colonel Sanders for Team Mediocre, and Ralph Edwards, Spike, Faye Valentine, and Jeff Black Jet Black. I saw Jeff's name on top of him on Team Commander Shepard. Commander Shepard is on Survivor right now. We've got an attack set up by Mediocre here around the buses, and it looks like that smoker pull is going to come from the front like a normal hit would in most situations. We've got Chargers spawning up back behind, and here comes the attack. Smoker's going to pull forward on Nick. He's going to land, but just for a few seconds. Nice charge there, but he's going to get cleared almost instantly. Wow, only 16 damage coming from that. I say that's only, but compared to Commander Shepard's first attack, what got 117 points of damage, that's almost next to nothing. But we do see, I think, the difference between that attack and the other attack, besides the triple cap. We see Commander Shepard running 4 Uzis, and as we saw the Charger charge in, he got cleared almost immediately, and I think that was huge. Those 4 Uzis all focus firing on that Charger, and I think Mediocre ran a shotgun their first round, and not exactly enough DPS to clear that Charger. We see Mediocre setting up for another attack on the bridge. We've got a Boomer Jockey Hunter Charger, and it looks like this setup has been really common for this map. We saw Commander Shepard get that entire setup 3 times in a row, and it looks like they're setting up for almost the exact same attack. The Charger is going to drop off the back, it seems, and that Boom is just going to rocket off the top. So we'll see what kind of damage we can produce off this choke. Here comes the attack. The Charger is going to drop off the front. Survivor's going to push back. Nice pop there on the Boomer. There's a double cap for a second. The Charger's going to land on Rochelle. That's going to be some major damage. Oh, wow. 3 pounds, 4 pounds.
Damage on Rochelle. She's yellow, so she's going to have to pull up early.
I like that attack. That Charger went for the back. That Charger went for Rochelle to get the charge all the way back, and that Jockey did a nice job of continuing forward to create that separation, and that's what caused that great damage. We see Ellis almost at 50% health because of that Jockey, and Rochelle, like you said, there was the charge plus at least 4 pounds into the ground. So that's a lot of damage going out, but it does look like there's a lot of pills on this map. There's at least 1, maybe 2 more up in the hotel rooms if they decide to stay tall. Rochelle sitting on the ladder. Not really sure what. Drops down to the ground underneath, and it looks like they will go to the pool to get that fire. That's what they want, that fire. That Boomer's going to go on Rochelle. He's just going to get popped. That wasn't enough distance, and the attack's going to have to go in. That Hunter's going in. Gets skeeted by Jet Black. Nice job on that skeet. I think that was an Uzi skeet. That Spit's going to go in on nothing, but is going to block Nick for a second. But they definitely want that fire, Frank. I think they want at least 2 gas cans over there, and they probably will throw all of them.
Watch out! Reloading! Reloading here! Reloading!
Yeah, I think I saw 1 go over.
Yeah, just one. I guess they're taking advantage of the fact that the spawns are down. They're just gonna try and get past this choke.
Definitely. They are separated a little bit. It looks like that Boomer's gonna maybe take his chance. No, he misses it, but they will attack on the drop. It looks like they've got a Charger, Jockey, Smoker, Boomer for this hit. So if they can get that Charger in there, or even maybe a charge off to the other side, we can see some great damage coming from Mediocre. But either way, we've got a Natty Horde coming in. Rochelle's bleeding out. She only has about 25% temp health, and Ellis is sitting only at 50% full health right now. So either way, if they can get a good tank in with some separation and maybe a hit, we can see some great damage.
That pull was so close.
Charge lands that for like a little quick 10 damage. That Jockey lands, not getting cleared. Finally gets cleared there. A nice double boom. Boomer's gonna walk in, might get a scratch, but gets M2. He gets pushed off, not getting killed, trying to get shoved off, but there he is. The pop with the tri-boom. That's a nice boom there. And like you said, a great pullback, but just a little bit too late. He gets hung on the little edge. How often do you see that pullback there, Frank?
Not very often. I mean, it's a really difficult pull. He was maybe off by about, I don't know, half a second.
I think I see that pull just as much as I see the pullback to try to keep the Survivor up on the hill right here, too. Like, you just never see it anymore. Now, it looks like Team Mediocre is trying to get a really quick hit in right here. The Charger's going to go in. He's not going to hit anything. He'll get clear. there it is. That spitter gets killed along with the charger. So it looks like they just tried to spawn that in, but unfortunately, whoever the smoker was spawned in, and it went AI. So they're not going to have a smoker in the rotation. And I'm reminded by Jeff that we do have a war room, but I don't want to make one team feel bad because we didn't do war room for the other one. So we'll go to war rooms for next map and see what tank is for there, because I'm not really interested in the war room for this map. It's pretty much just an open area tank fight. That smoker goes in. That was an AI smoker, so they will get a nice, wow, a great boom there by Alexi21. And it looks like they're going to send in all
fire. See,
the
tanks doing a really, really good job of keeping LOS. I think the other team should have done this in the first half.
Wow,
because
what
they've
an
only got
attack.
one pill left.
Did you see that? That's at least 50 damage going off on that attack. That great boom by Alexi21, and then the Hunter going in, getting a pounds for at least a second and a half. But like you said, Frank, this tank is keeping great rage.
That's a really good spot.
He's at 35% right now, and he's been at 35% for a while. He's going to get this rock, maybe? No, he's going to get juked. But Commander Shepard getting a little bit antsy. They took in a lot of damage. They're all bleeding out now, except for Coach Faye Valentine, who's the only one with a green temp health. They do have one set of pills still left, but I think what Team Mediocre wants to do right now is just keep up this attack like they're doing. Boomer's going to get popped behind. Smoker gets his tongue cleared, and he gets cleared. That Charger's going to go in, but he's going to get killed before he can get anything. They still have one tank pass. The tank is now losing rage, but more importantly, the survivors are bleeding out. And if they wait just maybe 2 or 5 more seconds, Ellis is going to be slow too, and then you've got 3 survivors slow.
Looks like they're all going to just back the hell up and just make sure they get breaking line of sight with the tank.
70% tank rage, but this tank has 5,820 health. That's, I mean, pretty much 98% health, and he's going to push in right now.
He's covering the back.
Boomer, Jockey, Smoker. Here comes the setup, the Smoker and the Jockey spawn. A nice rock there by the tank. There's the pull for the separation. Smoker gets cleared. Coach gets Jockey.
Nice boom.
What a boom. There's the rock there by Piper. Piper is the tank. Coach goes down. That was the health bonus. Coach is down with the health bonus, so there is like 80 health bonus right now. Nice rock. Tank's gonna go in. He gets killed. The Horde is gonna come in. Oh my goodness. Tank
really
down
well played.
And gets like 4 rocks.
Yeah, that's exactly what you should do at this tank if they're bleeding. Just hold it as long as possible and just keep attacking.
Great job by Team Mediocre. I mean, like I said before at the very beginning of this game, I thought this game was going to be a really great matchup. Both teams are really well matched together. It looks like that Charger's going to go in for a punch, but that Hunter's going to take... Oh, wow.
They might wipe.
Charger's going to go in, almost gets another punch on him. 2 down, 1 in spit, and 1 got punched down, and that Jockey's going to be a little ninja jockey real quick, but he gets down. Coach and Ellis are both a punch away. If that Charger had made it in, he might have gotten another one down. But a great early attack by Mediocre to get these guys bleeding even more, and another down.
Watch it, guys. This hill looks pretty steep.
No one black and white yet, but it's only a matter of time with Coach having already gone down once. So if he goes down on this drop attack right here, then he'll be black and white. Great setup for below. Boomer, Spitter, Smoker, Charger. So if that Charger can get a few punches and then maybe land a charge, here they come in a little bit early. Oh, gets punched down on top. Oh,
nice
wow. What a hit. Charger punches one down. Smoker pulls one back. Then the Charger gets a charge, and that Boom guy goes down. He can't clear the Horde by himself. Great job by Team Mediocre to come back and take this round, map 1.
Yeah, we're seeing some really, really good infected by both teams. Mediocre played an excellent tank, and Commander Shepard were landing some really great attacks before that tank as well.
I don't have any shoutouts, Frank. Do you?
No, I don't.
Aw, sad. But if you'd like us to give a shout out, just add me or Frank to your friends list, or if we're already on it, just send us a message or a shout out. We'll send it in between maps, probably not during the match, but during our downtime. We've got
I'll bag you up on that.
shout out to Prodigy Sim in chat. I'm not in the chat. What chat is there? I don't get it. I should probably have this stream up, by the way, in the back. Apparently, Left4Dead2TV.net has a shout out, or at least a chat in the stream. So, my bad for not being on top of that. I haven't worked with Left4Dead2TV before, but thank you, Left4Dead2TV, for bringing that to us and for partnering with Jeff. Jeff has been doing shoutcasts for a while now for Left4Dead2, doing camera work and always doing a great job. And now bringing in some more player base to watch Left4Dead2. And hopefully get a lot more exposure for the game. So I am in the chat now. I didn't see your shout out, Prodigy, sorry. But if you send it again, I will say it. And if you have a shout out that you want to send me or Frank directly, then by all means feel free to send that our way. So here we go. If you're just joining us, we are in the Confogle Cup Faux Show round number 1. We have Team Shepard versus Team Mediocre, and Team Mediocre is in the lead by at least 300 points right now. Great map won by both teams. The infected on both sides have been just fantastic. We saw triple caps. We saw a tank bleeding out, going in with almost full health and downing a health bonus. We've seen some great stuff by both teams, and hopefully the survivor play for this map will be just as good.
I love this place as a kid.
Hey, I'm reloading.
Team Mediocre pushing up cautiously. Normally we see an insta-hit for this first attack because infected teams have spawns immediately as the survivors come out of the safe room. They usually set up on top of that house and try to get in that quick hit so they have another one for around the tents and around the first choke up here. But it looks like Commander Shepard has a different idea. They're going to go with a generator hit, which is kind of old style. We've got a Hunter, Charger, Boomer, and Smoker set up for this generator. And we'll see what kind of damage we can get. The Smoker's going to relocate really quick. Here comes the Charger. He's coming in first. Almost a boom on Rochelle, but that boom misses and gets popped. That Charger misses. He gets killed and focus fire. That Smoker's going to land for a second. Hunter's going to get dead stopped by Ellis. And a nice shutdown by Team Mediocre. I think that Smoker last second relocation was key to that attack kind of messing up a little bit.
Hey, can we stop and make some cotton candy?
What kind of attacks do you like to see on that, Frank? Most of you, or those of you who don't know, Frank played for Mystery, played for a lot of good teams. I like from a lot of the good during cast to see what kind of stuff they like to do. So, in your opinion, do you like that insta hit right out the door, or do you like a little bit later hit so you can go for some more coordination?
If there's a spitter, I like the insta hit right outside the door, just on top of that roof there. But
Wow, nice charge there. Going in while Frank was discussing that. The Charger did get leveled, though. It was a team effort getting shot down, but great damage going in. Wow. Coach getting stuck in the spit from the common. That was a nice charge. It was actually almost a double charge. He got leveled, but the spit came in, landed on Coach as he got boomed, and that horde just kind of spawned. It was right there. He got hoarded in it. He's down to 25% permanent health. And let's go back to what you were saying on that. On that attack right out there. Oh wait, never mind. Just kidding. A tank is up in the hands of Radical Edward, and let's take this to an infected war room.
Good. Oh, dude, you can just commit with that. Dude, don't mess with that hittable.
Oh, wow.
God, give me a break.
Just do work, dude. You got this. Oh, got this. Get him in. Get help when we can.
Alright, help him out. ASAP.
Guys are gonna need some help. No, I'm not.
Good luck.
What away.
Maybe one. And it looks like we're back great tank play there by Radical Edward, but more importantly, the infected support that came in just as the tank was pushing up. The survivors wanted to run back. That's a really bad spot to be in for a tank because of that dumpster. As we saw, that dumpster hit 2 survivors as they tried to push back. If the infected hadn't hit right there, it probably would have been a much different story, but they all hit their attacks. The tank pushed right in, got that dumpster on 2 survivors, and pretty much after that, I mean, he didn't. Well, we were talking about it during the war room. He missed maybe 1 punch, maybe. He was on top of his game. The entire infected were ready. Great hit.
Yeah, this is a really good tank by Ning, and really good support too.
Both teams having amazing infected play, and you know what's. It looks like, are we setting up for an insta hit right now? No, it looks like they're going to wait a little bit too. That smoker is going to set up in the safe room, so it might be a little bit early in Commander Shepard, but it looks like we are seeing a little bit later than an insta hit right now because no spitter.
As far as evac centers go, this is not the worst place to hole up.
What's going to really determine what this tank does, I think, is the knowledge that the tank spawns. Team Mediocre didn't know the tank was going to spawn there. Unfortunately, Commander Shepard had their spawns up. They were ready to hit with the tank. Now we'll see if they can be aware enough to keep spawns for the tank and be able to hit the survivors before they can either push up or push back. What do you think is a better... Well, I'll ask you this actually after the attack because it looks like we're getting set. Boomer's going to try to find a spawn around the survivors as they're pushing up underneath. It looks like the Hunter and the Charger are going to come in from the top, and the Smoker's going to come in from the top. Here comes the attack. Smoker's going to pull Ellis. Almost gets the pull, but he gets meleeed. The Charger misses the pull. Nice double boom there. Coach dead stops the Hunter, kills the Hunter. Great punches by the Charger on Rochelle. He gets 2 punches in there after the mischarge. We got a great boom there by the infected. So now that question I was going to ask you, Frank, which do you think is going to be a better strategy here for the survivors? Are pushing up into the tank and trying to keep pressure on them to push into the open going to be better, or do you think pushing back, trying to go through those spawns is going to be what
they've got to push forward. It's way too risky trying to rush back through that door. If they set up a charge spin in the back, they're done. So they've got to push out forward.
Definitely, and we see an attack coming in for an attack and another attack. Nice pull there on Nick. Oh wow, Pounce lands. That spit's just a little bit too low. Here comes the boom, walks it in, gets it on one. That Smoker still got does some great damage there to Nick. At least 25% health with that Smoker, and that boom is actually they're gonna leave him to clear himself for a second with that crowbar, and they're gonna push forward. But it looks like Mediocre are going to have spawns for this tank, definitely. They're going to have probably a decent setup because that Spitter and Boomer both died last, so hopefully we'll see a tri-cap with maybe a Boomer or, whatever they can get, I guess. A Charger, Hunter, Spitter, Jockey is their setup, and we'll see if they attack earlier if they save it for a tank. We are going to go to an infected war room as the survivors get to it. We'll see what kind of thing. Actually, can we go to an infected war room right now? And we'll hear their strategy before this tank spawns up.
They got fire somewhere.
They moved to it.
Yeah. Alright, they got a guy ghosting. He's trying to set this tank off, so get ready.
Mm-hmm.
He's about next to me. I'll stay even with him. This Hunter. He's at the intersection. Alright, they're all pushing up now.
Okay.
They're going down.
They're
Push
pushing
forward.
forward.
They've got terrible separation.
No, we could push forward really easy.
Get rid of that Spitter.
Good deal, good deal. Close. Nice try. 8 seconds. We're trying to put fire somewhere on the ground, in between the two carousel
I'm hiding
areas.
in the trees, like a monkey.
I want to have a tri-cap.
Alright, you guys ready?
For hit? Or
Yeah, it's
are we
fire's
committing?
right here.
I see it. I'm getting ready to go. I got this
We're
guy
gonna have
spike.
to get.
Pull spike, pull spike.
This intercept. So that's 2K. Come on.
Damn it.
Get juked, friend.
I'm Juke. He's dancing with me. This is bad.
Take that. That's not health bonus anymore.
I should have got out of the way. Fuck, I should have hid.
Can't stay down there forever.
And we're back. What a great survivor play by Team Commander Shepard. They pushed that tank forward just like Frank kind of suggested they should do. They ran into some common, but unfortunately Team Mediocre decided not to push in with that tank. They had a spitter along with their double cap. But if that tank would have pushed in with the common, Frank, I think we would have seen a lot more damage go out. Great job by Coach to juke the tank for a decent
3 or 4 punches there.
Yeah.
At least.
But good job by Mediocre to get that double cap in the back. That Charger's going to miss his charge. That Smoker goes in a little bit early. Spit comes in on top. It's going to land on top. It's going to separate the survivors a little bit. That Hunter's going to go in below, land on Coach. He's going to get cleared pretty quickly. That Charger went for a despawn. He's up now. He might try for another charge off. He spawned in. Here he goes for the charge off.
Oh, I didn't angle it properly. He went in a straight line.
What a charge. That was a great charge, but unfortunately just didn't get it over that lip. Now, what is the difference between making that charge over the lip and not, Frank?
You've got to angle it slightly to the right. Because if you charge in a straight line, sometimes you get caught. But if you angle it, most of the time you'll go over.
All survivors are bleeding out except for Nick. Nick is the only one with complete permanent health right now. Pills are being passed. They got one set of pills, and it might be a set up in this this cabinet. I'm looking at it right now, and it doesn't look like they get any more pills up. The infected are going to set up for another attack. They've got 2 cap right now. The Boomer's going to get in on Coach. Jockey's going to get in, land on Coach, but he's going to get clear pretty quickly. The Spit's going to come in. A lot of infected coming in. Oh, yeah. Hunter spawns in behind them and gets a nice pounce. It's not cleared yet. On Coach. Nice damage there on Coach, and that Spit on Michelle.
Yeah, some pretty good damage for a garbage setup.
Survivors are closing in on Team Mediocre's score right now. We're only seeing like a 10-point spread right now, so it looks like Commander Shepard, as long as they stay in this event right here for a little bit, they're going to get some points. And it looks like a witch has spawned up inside the event. She's probably going to be an easy kill. But the survivor or the infector are going to spawn up a little bit early. That jockey spawned up in the room all the way back there. He's not going to be much use back there, though. Here comes the startle on the witch, and she's just going to get crowned as she climbs over the fence. And this infected will set up their attack on this event. Being very cautious. They want distance right now. They want to make it in with a little bit of health bonus. Here comes the attack. The Smoker's going to pull. He's still not cleared yet. Charge going in for punches, gets a few, but a few on Ellis while he was in God frame. Ellis is maybe 3 scratches from being down, but 2 survivors go down now in this event. If they do make it, at like a 30 health bonus right now, but either way, they're already in the 10-point lead right now going into map 3. So they look like they're going to pick their survivor friend up, and they're going to keep going, trekking to the safe room. Infected's going to set up quick for this corner hit. Charger gets stuck for a second, misses his charge. Hunter's going to get dead stopped. Go for a repounce on the HR. Nice repounce. Nice double boom from the back. Oh, and he scratches him down. Going down in the corner, there's the proxy. Jockey is still up. He's going to climb up and be a ninja jockey. It looks like he's going to go for the one that's not. Nice scratch! And our jockey rise. What a jockey!
I think they should just ran for distance at this point. This one's up again.
And it looks like they're still going. They've got 1 set of pills. Nice charge there by, who is that? That's Spike Spiegel. Charge goes for a recharge after he kills him, but misses the charge. Smoke lays a nice pull on Coach to keep the HR busy. Going in for punches. Got 2 punches before he gets killed. And the more infected spawns are coming in. We got our Boomer coming in on Coach. That's the HR. He's not going to be able to clear anything. Spit goes in so they can't pick up Rochelle, and that horde is still coming. Have they turned it off? It looks like they did. 2 survivors dead. Nick is the only one up, and he's now running. They did turn off the event, so no more hordes are going to come in. Here comes the Hunter. Gets dead stopped. Oh, but the pull! Oh! That Smoker comes in, cleans up the little after effects of that hit, and that's going to be the end of map 2. We've got Team Commander Shepard with 747 and Team Mediocre with 683 going into map 3, and a nice turnaround by Commander Shepard. And I think, as we said, knowing where that tank spawned was key to that map. I think if Team Mediocre would have known where that tank spawned, it would have been a whole completely different ballgame. As we saw, survivors pushed up, did great pressure on the tank. The tank didn't really know whether or not to push in or whether or not to kind of, hang back. They did have a spitter in their rotation, so they decided not to. So we are in map 3. For those of you just joining, we are in the Confogle Cup Faux Show number 2, round 1. The map is dead center. Our teams are Team Mediocre and Team Commander Shepard. So for those of you who have me or Frank added, we are the casters tonight. I'm Rorek and Frank is my co-caster. Send some shoutouts. We'll send some shoutouts in the Left4Dead2TV.net chat, and we will say them during pauses and such. Looks like we got an instant hit coming on. Nice pull. He's got separation. That charger's going to come in from the intercept. Misses the intercept, but a nice spit there. He's going to... Oh. Wow. Oh, wow. Nice double tap in the back. Wow, the charger
that
hit.
Charge, man.
Wow. What a charge.
I think he was going for this one guy, but he missed and caught someone in the safe room door.
I love that attack, that early attack. If you can get a nice jump on the survivors, that Smoker pulled forward, that charger goes for the intercept, misses the intercept, but instead hits someone completely in the back. That jockey does a nice job of coming in, cleaning up, getting the double cap in the back so the charger can't get cleared, and some great damage going on. Coach is now below 25% health. He had to pop pills. He's already bleeding out, and 2 survivors taking 25% chip as well. Nice boom there, Proxy on Coach. Here comes the attack from behind Charger. Smoker coming from behind. There's the pull. Charger comes in, misses, but a spit's going to go in. Maybe do a little bit of spit damage. There it is, a little bit, maybe 1 or 2 dings at most. Nice shutdown there by Commander Shepard.
I'm a reload. Reloading.
So we're seeing a lot of great infected play here. Commander Shepard is showing probably a little bit more experience on the survivor play with that tank push-up, but still a great game. It's still any team's game. We're only within like maybe 30 points of each other. Smoker tries to get a pull in the back. Nice boom there on Rochelle. Smokers are coming from behind. Jockey gets a spawn up front. The Charger still not spawning in. He's looking for a spawn. Smoker gets a pull on Rochelle. Charger's still looking for a spawn. It doesn't look like he's going to get it. That everyone's dead except for that Charger, and it looks like he's just going to save for the whole attack. Do you like saving this whole hit, Frank, when you have a spitter, or do you like to hit right here up in this room if you've got the setup?
I like to hit right here, but looks like tank's up already.
Oh, you're right. We've got a tank up in the hands of Piper. Let's take this to Survivor War Room with this close quarter tank combat.
Yeah, let's grab back of the pipe.
4 Uzis? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's fucking rape this tank.
And there's up behind.
I swear to fucking God, one more goddamn common, or SI come to me. Oh! Fucking jockey.
Put the fucking team on their back.
Let's make a line of sight.
Weapons over here.
Boom.
Don't drop unless you actually have to. Wow, what a
I mean, Tim.
Hunter. Alright, raid this tank. Tank's almost dead. Guys, just get back, get back. That was unfortunate, I couldn't juke any of those.
Don't go that way.
Wow. Good fucking registration.
Oh, Charlie. Oh, and we're back.
Damn.
What a tank there. Nice. And we got a quad boom coming in. The attack coming in just after the tank died. The tank gets one down. Great job by Team Mediocre, who's the infected right now, to get that boom in on one survivor. And I don't know who saw that long arm, but me and Frank were talking in. Wow, what a great one. Gets one survivor down, pushes out, and as the survivors push him, great job by that jockey to grab Lone Rochelle, and the tank kind of covers it for maybe half a second, but gets some good damage on him. We've got 3 survivors bleeding out now. Alice is the only one. Here comes the hit. Triple cap. Oh, the spin!
Nice. Oh, double stumble.
Yeah, Rochelle is going to get, maybe, no, not a double get. Oh, wait, didn't they fix that in Fresh?
Well, he got pounced right after he got charged, so that kept him in it a bit longer.
Good attack there going in by Mediocre. It looks like they're just going in for some quick damage, trying to get some more survivors bleeding out for this coast. This coaster definitely is a very hard choke, probably the hardest of the entire campaign, with that smoker charger jockey set. And it looks like we're going to see a hit here to sack. Jockey's going to go in first. Here comes the attack. The spitter boomer died first. Jockey's dying last. So they're probably not going to have the right setup that they want. They're going to have to sack one more time. But not very much damage going in. Jet Black, that's coach, is going to go, or is going to hopefully get some pills up here, because he's at 1 health.
Only got 1 set.
There it is, passing it to... You said there's only 1 set in that room, Frank?
Yeah. Or 1 or 2.
And it looks like they're going to come in with another hit here. Hunter's going in for a slight little DP. He's going to land 3 damage DP there on Nick. He's going to be the only one going in. Yes, he is, because we've got a jockey, smoker, and spitter. Looks like they're off.
Time to sack that spitter. They might get a boomer. That would be pretty bad.
Now, there's a lot of controversy over this spawn too, whether or not you want a spitter or a boomer. What do you like to have? I like to have a boomer personally.
Yeah, I like a boomer. If you land that boom, they can't really push up.
Yeah, especially on the HR, you can't clear the jockey or the smoker.
Well, they do get their charger, which is good.
Here we go. We have Rochelle pushing up by herself. That's Shampoo, Spike Spiegel. Looks like he's trying to juke out that smoker a little bit. Oh, that spitter's dead. Gets picked.
Yeah.
Spitter gets picked by the HR.
He spawned up top on the railing, like right in sight of the HR.
Rochelle's getting hoarded. She may not even make it up to the top. Here comes Ellis right behind her, trying to clear out some of those comments. They're definitely trying to bait this attack out, but if she takes even a little bit more, she's down. Commons down. Here comes the pipe bomb, a little bit late on that pipe bomb. Here comes the survivors coming up, still trying to bait out that smoke. That HR looks like he's trying to focus. He's on the top here. Smoker misses his pull, but that jockey's going to spawn. He's going to try to come in. Coach is saying, come at me, bro. Here comes the level. Jockey jumps over, coach. Gets punched down. Oh. Here comes the down, and that's a wipe.
Yeah, I don't know why they sent Rochelle up first. I think Nick should have gone up because he had 10 health, but he had like 70 or 80.
Alright, let's see. I have some shout-outs from a little bit earlier that I didn't get to say. Shout-out from Biochemical to Nutman. Sometimes when I'm walking down the street, I begin to think about how our lives could be if only we were together. That's sweet. And shout-out from Trainwreck to Eve. What's up? With a wink face. Whatever that means.
Dang, look at Nick's jacket.
But what an attack there by Mediocre. Great job on that choke. But a little bit of hesitation by Commander Shepard. Looks like it was their downfall. Rochelle kind of just took way too much commonship while on that poster, went down. His team had to push up, and from there it was just kind of great. Here comes the attack. The Smoker gets a pull on Ellis. Charger takes the Smoker's pull. Jockey takes him out of the spit. What could have been a fantastic attack with that charge spit ended up being a minimal damage attack. Only, let's see, 26 points of damage going in. because that jockey just jumped on him and took him out of the...
You should have just blocked its path, so that he would have to melee and take a lot of damage and spit.
Survivors pushing up through all of this. Here comes the attack. Gets melee, but nice boom there on Coach. Here comes the attack. Smoker pulls forward on L. Coach, oh, nice charge. Spit comes in. The spit's gonna land. What a spread. Oh, she runs a little bit through. Rochelle is now at 50% health. What an attack there by Commander Shepard. This infected play is definitely what's turning the tides of the battle for each team. And it looks like Riri Monster has a propane tank in hand. We've got 4 SMGs for this tank. Here comes
bad time to sack. That spit is actually really good for this, because they have to go in this room to spawn the tank, right?
No, actually,
they don't,
it's right
actually.
now.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like that hunter spawned up in anticipation of having to come in. But we got a sack. We sacked that spitter, so here comes the tank in. The tank is in the hands of Radical Edward, and let's take this to Survivor War Room.
Come on, sorry.
Explosive cannon near the swan on the bottom.
I want to move it. I want to put it behind.
Committing. Yeah, he's committing. Boomer's up. Nice pop.
Rock. Damn it. Help me out. Alright, someone pick me up. You guys chase. 2 chase. We're good, we're good. Rock, 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 rock. Tear him up.
I've got no ammo. He's coming back for you guys.
He's down. He's rocking. Let's go, let's go.
And we're back. Good job there by the infected team. Nice push in. I think Radical Edward is Ning-Ning. That was a Ning-Ning tank. Pushes in and down the Survivor, then gets out with 50% health. Had he pushed out a little bit more and kind of played it out a little bit, he probably would have gotten a little more damage. But it looks like Mediocre did not focus that tank very much, Frank.
Yeah, by the time the spawns were dead, he still had like 75% health.
Reloading.
This ain't right. Reload.
Down that hole.
Infected are setting up below. Jeff, can you recheck for me, please?
Got 2 cap
Thank
with
you.
a smoker and a jockey. I would try going for a pullback with this. But... Oh, he is? Okay.
Yep, that smoker set up. Here comes the attack. That pull coming in just a second too late. Boomer is going to pop on 2. Spits in the back. Jockey in the spit, but he's just going to run out of it after he gets clear. Good job by Mediocre to clear that out real quick, and it looks like they're just going to push through after this horde if they can pass the pills to Rochelle, who's the only slow member of the group.
Reloading. Yeah, that'll help.
Reloading here.
We've got a Boomer, Hunter, Smoker, Charger, and it looks like that Boomer's going to go in. He's going to pop first. That Hunter spawned up. Everything's going to go in. Here comes the attack on the inside. Charger's going to miss. He gets focus fired down. Hunter's going to come in. He gets dead stopped and killed by Coach. And that Smoker is just going to save himself. Is that going to mess up their spawn rotation?
It shouldn't, because Hunter died after the Charger. Hopefully they get another Charger.
Spawns up in about 10 seconds here. We've got a Jockey, Smoker already. Jet Black's coming in as a spitter, so we'll see what Faye Valentine's going to be. He's a Charger, so it looks like they've got a good setup here. That spitter is going to waste himself. They are going to opt for a Boomer for this setup, unlike Mediocre.